Hello and welcome to my All Quests, All Endings Elden Ring guide. We're on part 4 now, and we're at the Ailing Village site of Grace, and here's where we're going to go next. So we need to cross this bridge down here. First of all, we need to get to it. Deal with these. We're going to go for some tiers for the Flask of Wondrous Physic. Obviously, if you're on New Game Plus like me, you'll already have these, so they won't be collectible a second time. Before we do that, though, we're just going to call it the Church of Pilgrimage and get the Site of Grace and pick up that Sacred Tier. Going to change my setup here back to my Madness build because it's the tree avatars are very weak to fire, so you tend to find that that's the most effective way of taking them out. So we've got things like the Flaming Scorpion Charm on. So then we're going to ride this way up to the minor Erdtree, deal with these little guys on the way, and there's a target. So How Shibiri, enough to give us Madness. That'll give the Black Dumpling Helm's ability going. Quick heal, quick buff for Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength. Then we'll use the Cerulean Hidden Tier for that infinite FP thing. And then we just spam Unendurable Frenzy and literally take seconds. And that will give you the Flame Shrouded Cracked Tier and the Opaline Bubbletear. So, going to head to the next destination now. I'm not getting absolutely everything here. There's some things we're going to come back to collect later. We're just making sure that we can do all the endings and all the quests here. So right down here. And we're going to be getting those key items like the tiers and the sacred tiers and the things for the flasks and things for grade your flask with. So we'll get the Site of Grace, grab the sacred tier. Just quickly check my map. We're now going to go back to Castle Mourne. This is now a good time to do this castle. So, we've got a few mobs to clear out, then we've got a boss to fight. So, deal with these. Try and pick them off one at a time if you're struggling with them. Don't get swarmed. So, a few dogs to deal with down there as well. Got a Smithing Stone 2 there. You can run past these if you want to, but they're there for the rooms if you want to. Then we've got the pumpkin head to deal with here. Shouldn't cause you too much trouble. Then we're going to go back up this way here. Grab the Claymore. Down these steps. Deal with these guys, climb the ladder. To the top. Take everyone out. Grab yourself the steel wire torch, that's quite a good torch. Make up this ladder. Then what you can do is drop down onto this awning and I'll save you going back down to the start again. Take these guys out. Then we're going to go over here. Deal with these soldiers and the Misbegotten. And make way at the tower. Speak to Edgar and exhaust all his dialogue. This is the girl Irini that we met by the sacrificial bridge. This is her dad, so you give him her letter and he'll complain saying he can't leave because of the sword that's he's worried about. It's getting into the wrong hands of the but it has got into their hands, so you're going to go and take it from there. So grab that Site of Grace. It's the behind the Castle Mourne Site of Grace. Drop down here, grab that pickled turtleneck if you want it. Deal with those. Not a lot else to do there, just take anything out you want. Fight your way over here. Climb the ladder. And get to the top of the chest round here. Let's give you the Twinblade Talisman. Quite useful. Then we're going to drop down to this roof. Drop down again. Run round. Deal with that. Jump down. Jump down. Drop down. Taking a bit of care on these beams there. Grabbing the whip. And we've got Site of Grace there, which is last one before the boss here. So deal with them. Deal with him. Grab your throwing daggers if you want them. Jump down. You can just run past these if you want to. And we're going to fight the Leonine Misbegotten to get the Grafted Greatsword here. And we need to do this, not just for the weapon, but to get Irini's quest progressed. So a couple of buffs there, and then we're going to use the unendurable friends again. And as you can see, it's just very one-sided when you use this setup. Can't even get to us. So, Grafted Greatsword got. Get the Grace. There isn't actually anything around here. You can check if you like, but rest of the Grace. Then we need to go to. We can't actually get up this way, so you need to go back to the first one. Pull the lever, and we're going to go back to Edgar and tell him that the sword has been recovered. So you can just run past these. Kill them again if you want the runes. If not, it's just this way. Trying to get the jump on me there, but there you go. Deal with him. Watch out for the arrows. Take him out. Drop down here. Kill these. Bit of deja vu going on here. You've only done this a few minutes ago. Run back. Talk to Edgar. Exhaust his dialogue. So he's going to go back to Irini now. So we're going to go back to the Site of Grace here by the Bridge of Sacrifice, and she's obviously been killed. You can see that big butcher's knife next to her, and Edgar's not very happy about this. Exhaust all his dialogue, make sure he's said everything he's got to say. Then we're going to go to Agheel Lake South, Site of Grace. So, first thing we've got to do is dart around here. May as well pick up this Site of Grace. That's it. Then we're going to go to the Seaside Ruins, speak to Yura. He's going to warn us that there's a dragon, and that unless we want to be roasted alive, we should steer clear. But we're going to ignore him. We're going to make our way down here. Avoid the ruins for now, just go straight to this area. Apply any buffs, cast any summons you want. And there he is. And we're going to go straight in with the unendurable friends again. As you can see, it's quite a lot of damage. Now we'll do more damage because we've got the madness on. And this won't be... That's it. Dragon down. Just grab those items. Nothing too interesting. They've got a bit of roa fruit, always useful. Some rune fragments. Then we're going to make our way over to Yura again. and it'll give you a bit more story about Dragon Communion, and it'll tell you to go to the Dragon Communion Church through the coastal cave. So there's also this dialogue. Then we're going to head to Church of Elleh, Site of Grace, just for quickness. Get on Torrent and rush down to the beach. There's some collapsed ruins here to make it easy to get down. May as well buy anything you need from this merchant while you're here. Get any key items out. Then we're going to head over to the entrance to the coastal cave, which is somewhere around here. We're going to head straight in, and we should see a friend waiting for us there. So, speak to Bok, and he'll warn you that you're not going to fare very well here, which is, there's maybe a little bit of truth in that. It can be quite, if you're not prepared for it, it can be quite tricky, this sort of fight. The best tactic is to try and fight these twin bosses one at a time. Now, I didn't beat this first time. I said this was going to be a warts and all guide, so I'm going to show you quickly how it went wrong. This first time I'd virtually done it, but I just wasn't quite careful. I should have gone back and got another heal, but there we go. I'm kind of having lost my rhythm. It didn't go so well the second time either. Putting the buffs on. And again, I just kind of got a bit cornered there and a bit swamped. You really want to try and take out things separately in this area if you can. So this is the time when we're going to do it. So yeah, it's dealt with all those little guys, and we've got a good chunk off that Demi-Human chief as well. But already they're trying to gang up on me. It's a good time to bring that spear in, which has got quite good AoE as well as a strong attack. Quick heal, grab the runes, and then we're going to go around the corner. This time we've managed to avoid fighting too many at once, and for this one we're just going to try and take him out at range with the Frenzied Burst. So we're targeting the right one. 2 or 3 hits should do him at NG+. All dealt with, and that's given us a sewing needle that we need for Bok's quest. So, run through. Don't use the things to take you back to the start. Keep going through, and that will bring you out on an island. So this is the island you could see from the shore. Make your way through. Grab the grace. And this is where you could start buying Dragon Communion incantations. So we're going to go back to the coastal cave now, and oops, we've just killed Bok. I was just pressed the wrong button in a moment. I'd had a few drinks, it was late. How do I fix this? Well, if you go back to Xbox Home, delete your save game, your local save game, quit the game, go back into it, it should resync from the last Site of Grace which you rested at. So yep, you're going to have to repeat a bit of what you've done, but you're not going to have to start the whole run from the beginning. So we deleted the local save, going back in, it's resynced, and we're just going to have to quickly do this little bit again. So we spoke to Edgar that second time. We're going to get to speak to Yura. deal with the dragon a second time. Rush back over, speak to Yura again. And we're going to be very careful when we approach Bok this time and make sure we don't press the attack button rather than the speak to him button. So he's back, we spoke to him. Going to whisk through the coastal cave. That went a lot better then. Kill them, rush through. Dragon Communion, get the site of grace, and we're going to go back to the coastal cave. So, back here, we're going to very carefully approach Bok and speak to him without just killing him. So we've given him the sewing needle, and he's now very happy. Make sure you exhaust all his dialogue without smacking him on the head with your weapon, ideally. And give him a bit more lore and story. And we're going to move on now to Waypoint Ruins. We're going to head through there. And take these out if you're so inclined, if you want some runes. And or alternatively, you could just get killed like I did. Go back to Waypoint Ruins. Maybe we'll just run past and grab runes this time, but we're not. It's not actually a great place to grind runes anyway. Somber smithing stone there. And head down here. Now we need to head down this channel here, and we should end up being invaded, but Yura will come and help us. So that's forced us to get off there, so we're going to buff up. And that's him dealt with before Yura even got to get involved. But Yura will now be over here. Jump off your horse, speak to him, exhaust all his dialogue. And we're now going to head to the Murkwater Cave, which is just down here, then in here. Run in, grab the grace. Got a summoning pool. Kill him. Run down here. Kill the mobs. Grab yourself a mushroom from that chest. Super important. Then head through here. Now Patches isn't around, so just take his stuff. Then he'll come and complain at you and try and attack you. Don't kill him, just keep fighting him, hit him until he gives up, and that will reward you with a gesture, and it'll keep his quest lines open. That's it, he's given up the ghost. So now just stop attacking him, and you should be able to talk to him. Exhaust all the dialogue. He will come back into it later with his Volcano Mana quest. Going through all the dialogue, make sure it's all done. Once he's stopped saying new things, we then need to reload the area. So go back to the start. Rush through. Torture him. Buy any stuff you want. Now, at this stage, if you attack him, he'll start attacking again. Now, I don't know if you have to let him beat you here or whether you can beat him, but there is a gesture to be had from doing this and fighting him a second time. But you don't really want to kill him. So that's got you the extreme repentance gesture. And we can pick up those runes again in a second. got one more thing to do with Patches, then we can move on. So grab the runes, speak to him. And lastly, we're going to go to that second chest in the corner, which is a teleporter trap, and it'll drop us over here in the Mistwood near some rune bears. So they can be quite tough, these guys, so if you want to fight them, I suggest you probably don't actually, just run around them. If you do, you want to be careful and make sure you maybe consider using your summon here if you've got one, just to take some of the aggro. That's got him dealt with. Grab the runes. We're going to head back to the site of grace now. Resting at the site of grace, we're going to go back to the Mirkwood cave. And this is the last part of the Limgrave part of Patches quest. Just speak to him. He'll won't sell anything new there, but he'll forgive you, and he'll be all set up now for the next part of his quest. And make sure you've finished the whole dialogue. Then we're going to head to Stormhill, and we're going to get ready to fight Margit now. Finally ready to take on the first proper boss. So it's easy here to go through the trees usually. Take out these soldiers if you want to. You could run past if you want. It shouldn't give you too much trouble otherwise, especially if you take them on one or two at a time and try and go around the edge. If you come up the main path, these guys will be shooting with a ballista, so it's a bit trickier. Grab your grace, and that's this part done. I'll hopefully see you in part 5. Hope you're enjoying it, hope it's useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.